Welcome to the Martha Bassett Show, coming to you from the beautiful Blue Ridge Music Center, right off the Blue Ridge Parkway near Galax, Virginia. The Martha Bassett Show features national artists, local talent, and music from Martha and the Band. Tonight on the show, we welcome the Earl White String Band and Murphy Campbell. It's a great night with some of the finest music you'll hear anywhere. So let's get it started with Martha and the Band on a 1956 hit made famous by the rockabilly pioneer Janice Martin. That's right, it's Drugstore Rock and Roll.
Rock, bop, jump, thump, rock and roll. Drugstore's rockin', rock, rock. Couples are bopping, bopping out. Jukebox jumping, jump, jump, beat, keep thumping, thump, thump. Drugstore's real gone, man. Rock, bop, jump, jump, rock and roll. Drugstore on the corner of Main. That's where you find all the bebop gang. Girls start to rock with the man. Jitterbug hand in hand. Under their hats, girls have letters, sweaters, real cool cats. They're always together, happy and happy, jumping to a rock and roll stand. Drugstore's rockin', rock, rock, couples are bopping, bop, bop, jukebox jumping, jump, jump, feet keep thumping, thump, thump. Drugstore's real gone, man. Rock, bop, jump, thump, rock and roll. Drugstore's rockin', rock, rock, couples keep bopping, bop, bop, jukebox jumping, jump, jump, feet keep thumping, thump, thump. Drugstore's real gone, man. Rock, bop, jump, thump, rock and roll. Records have a slow beat, fast beat too. As long as they're rockin', any beat will do. Kids getting groovy all over the floor, and the cats crying out for more. Take time out for a soda pop, dig a new record with a lot of bop. Ice cream cones and million spins, 10 jumps ahead of a beat. Drugstore's bopping, rock, rock, couples are bopping, bop, bop, jukebox jumping, jump, jump, beat, keep thumping, thump, thump. Drugstore's real gone, man. Rock, bop, jump, thump, rock and roll. Thank you. Fiddling Earl White has been a mainstay in the old-time folk and dance community for more than 50 years. A founding member of the famed Greengrass Cloggers, he's one of the few Black Americans preserving and playing Appalachian old-time string band music. Earl is well known for his extensive repertoire of tunes and his heartfelt, compact, and driving style. He's played in numerous old-time string bands, and he currently leads the fine ensemble that you're hearing tonight. Please welcome the Earl White String Band.
Thank you very much. Now, I just heard, I've been playing for more than 50 years. Does that make me old? All right, I don't feel like it. Anyway, we're going to kick this off with a tune called Cumberland Gap. Thank you very much. Now, I've done quite a bit of traveling in my time, and it seems like just about every state I traveled through, there is a Cumberland Gap. But beyond that, I gotta tell you, there are many things in life that I have wished to be, but a mole in the ground is not one of them. Anybody out there ever wish to be a mole in the ground? How about a hole in the ground? Nope. No, I don't wish to be in a hole in the ground either. But anyway, this is a song that comes from way back. It's a song called The Mole in the Ground. Goes a little bit like this. Oh, could you step this way just a little bit? There you are. Get out from behind that banjo handle there.
Always happens.
Okay, The Mole in the Ground. I wish I was a mole in the ground. I wish I was a mole in the ground. If I was a mole in the ground, I'd root that mountain down. And I wish I was a mole in the ground. I wish I was a lizard in the spring. I wish I was a lizard in the spring. If I was a lizard in the spring, I'd hear my true love sing. And wish I was a lizard in the spring. Timmy, let your bangs hang down. Timmy, let your bangs hang down. Let your bangs hang down. Let the bang go to the ground. Timmy, let your bangs hang down. Timmy, where'd you stay last night? Oh, Timmy, where'd you stay last night? Oh, I stayed down in the bend with those rowdy railroad men. Baby, where you been so long? Timmy wants that $10 shawl. Timmy wants that $10 shawl. When I come over that hill with my $10 bill, well, it's baby, where you been so long? Help me out here a little bit. I wish I was a mole in the ground. Everybody, I wish I was a mole in in the ground. While I was a mole in the ground, I root that mountain down. Wish I was a mole in the ground. Well, thank you very much. I see there were a couple well-wishers out there. Mole in the ground. Thank you.
Earl, it's so good to have you on the show. Could you introduce your band members for us?
Yes. Standing on my left here is my lovely wife, Adrienne Davis, playing that. What is it? What kind of guitar is that? It's a Gibson.
LG2.
What year? What?
45.
45. Ooh.
Wow.
Older than you.
Older than me. Now that's old. Standing on my immediate right is Mr. Ben Kaiser playing banjo. And standing back here on the bass is the lovely Lily Shelton. And we're the Earl White String Band.
Earl, where are you from?
Actually, I am from multiple places. Currently, I am from Floyd, or we are all actually from Floyd County, Virginia, just up the road a little ways. Woohoo! Yeah, yay, Floyd. We moved here 2016 from Santa Cruz, California, and situated ourselves on a nice little farm in the northwest Indian Valley region. Couldn't find any bread that we liked after we got here, so we built a bakery on the farm called the Big Indian Farm.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So we were talking earlier today, and you had mentioned that your parents grew up in North Carolina, but moved you off to
New Jersey.
New Jersey, and that's where you grew up.
Yeah.
Tell the story for us. I thought it was so interesting how you got into old-time music. I asked him if he had family who was into old-time music, and you tell the story, please.
Okay, so my parents, like so many parents of their generation, growing up in eastern North Carolina, if you didn't want to be a farmer, you had to basically move away, move the state, leave the community. So my parents migrated up to New Jersey, and from there, I spent all my summers on my grandparents' farm in eastern North Carolina. Well, as I hear it from a bunch of great aunts and uncles, when I was about yay high, every time that jingle came on, Yahoo! Mountain Dew! I would just start dancing around, and little did I know that years later, I would still be dancing around. So that's how I got my start in clogging. I was one of the founding members, I'd say probably one of the more famed clogging teams, the Greengrass Cloggers. And it was from dancing at festivals and following bands like the Bill Monroe's band. We started out primarily doing bluegrass and then made a migration into old-time string band music. I was always intrigued by the fiddlers. And part of that intrigue was, how do you know where to put your fingers? There are no frets on this thing. But after a lot of watching and a lot of listening and a lot of dancing, I figured it out.
You certainly did. Well, we are so happy to have you here today. Do you have another song for us?
Yes, I do. I do have another song. Now, was that the long one or the short one? Yes. So, before we do that, I want to play a tune here. And this is a tune that, when it comes to music, it can get you in trouble, and it can also get you out of trouble. So, here's a tune that I played that got me out of trouble. But first, I want to let you know what the trouble was. I'm a retired respiratory therapist and lived between Pennsylvania and New York for a while, did a lot of home care. And during that period of time, I spent a lot of time in the car driving between my patients. Well, there was my fiddle. So I would pick my fiddle up and I would cruise down Route 81 and I would drive. Used to have a bare spot right here on my knee from driving with my knee, and I would play my fiddle. Well, over the years, my style changed entirely because with the window up, I was originally a longbow fiddler, and I had to shorten it a little bit. Well, there I was, cruising down Route 81, and I was just laying into this tune. I was getting on it. Oh, my God, it was such a great tune. And I happened to look over to my left, and there was a patrol car. And this guy looks at me, and he just shook his head. And, of course, I'm like, oh, no. So I pull over, and my first thought was, what do I do with my fiddle? So I lay it on the seat, and he walks up and he says, now, son, please tell me I didn't just see you playing the fiddle while driving. And I couldn't lie. My fiddle was right there, so I said, yeah. I was so shaken. I was like, yes, Ossifer. I was playing the fiddle. And he said, oh, I clocked you, and I was following you with my siren on for the past 20 miles. I clocked you at 95 miles an hour. And I was like, oh, officer, I'm so sorry. He turned around and said, just get out of the car, get out of the car. So I got out of the car, and I start following him to his patrol car. And he said, no, go, bring your fiddle, because I don't believe you can play that thing. And I stopped you. I got to know that you can play it. So I walked over, got my fiddle, and went back to his car. And when I got over to his car, now normally when they're stopping someone, they open their intercom, or they call their buddies in case they're going to be in trouble. So he had called his buddies, and he flipped his radio on, and he said, now play me a tune. This is a tune I played. Thank you. That's a tune called The Devil in the Straw Stack. So I played that tune, and he looks at me and he says, well, by God, you can play that thing. And I could hear all of his buddies clapping in the background. And then he looks at me and says, now I'm going to tell you, I stopped you. I got to give you a ticket for something. So he writes me a ticket for defective equipment. And I was so thankful. I said, thank you, officer, thank you, thank you. And he said, if I ever see you driving and while playing the fiddle on my post ever again, I'm going to make sure you go under the jail. And I said, officer, you will never, ever see me playing the fiddle while driving on your post ever again. So I got back in my car. I started it up, and I drove. And when I got about 50 miles down the road, I pulled my fiddle out, and I finished my tune. And with that, thank you very much. All right. Thank you.
All right, that was the Earl White String Band. They will be back later.
You've been listening to the Earl White String Band on the Martha Bassett Show. We're thrilled to be here at the Blue Ridge Music Center, right off the Blue Ridge Parkway. The first national rural parkway designed for leisurely drives, offering easy access to central and southern Appalachian views, connecting the Shenandoah National Park in Virginia with the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in North Carolina, and the views are spectacular. When you visit the region, stop by the Blue Ridge Music Center and enjoy mountain sounds of fiddle, banjo, and guitar. Clap along to bluegrass, old-time blues, and Americana in the scenic amphitheater. Explore the roots of American Music Museum and relax to live midday mountain music on the breezeway. It's the Blue Ridge Music Center. Learn more at blueridgemusiccenter.org. Now, let's get back with Martha and the band.
We'd like to do a song by the great songwriters Kim Ritchie and Chuck Prophet. Send off a letter, pick up the telephone, leave a message sometimes when I'm not home. If it's not the thunder, it's the lightning. Count my blessings when I find them. Got my hands in my pocket, my feet on the ground. I might whistle on occasion when there's no one else around. I might whistle on occasion. Ooh. Royal flush still beats a pair. I grabbed the moment, held it there. This town looks smaller from a distance. When I'm gone, I'm gonna miss it. Got my hands in my pocket, my feet on the ground. I might whistle on occasion when there's no one else around. I might whistle on occasion. Ooh. Everybody needs somebody. Yes, they do. Everybody needs somebody. Like I need you. Like I need you. Got my hands in my pocket, my feet on the ground. I might whistle on occasion when there's no one else around. I might whistle on occasion. Ooh. This is Deshaun Hickman on the pedal steel, Joe Dowdy on the saxophone. I am so lucky to have such a talented group of people around me, and I'd like to shine a light on some of them on this show tonight. First of all, I'd like to introduce to you to my left. Before joining our band last season, Drake Duffer was one of our most frequent guests on the show. And he grew up in Winston-Salem and studied guitar at University of North Carolina School of the Arts before attending graduate school at Yale. As well as working as a soloist, his bands include Early Grey and Mount Roscoe. And we are just so tickled that Drake has joined us on the regular. So I believe this is a new song. Is that right, Drake?
It is.
Tell us about that. What's the name of it?
It's called Warmed Away. It was part of a songwriting workshop that I did, and haven't actually played it in front of folks before, so we're going to see how it goes.
You're the first.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Nothing I would love more than seeing you, but I will. Now all is warmed away, there's nothing left to hide. Long sleeves in the summer. Rose star, you shudder. Long sleeves in the summer. The warm weather. Warm weather. Warm swallows worse better. Thanks, folks.
Drake Duffer.
The Martha Bassett Show is sponsored in part by Mast General Store. Established in 1883, these folks are family and employee owned. It's Mast General Store, not just a store, a destination. You are listening to our special broadcast from the Blue Ridge Music Center, located near Galax, Virginia at milepost 213 on the Blue Ridge Parkway. The Visitor Center and Museum are open May through October with free admission. The grounds include an outdoor amphitheater and an indoor interpretive center with a theater, gift shop, and museum that highlights the region's thriving musical culture. Guests can dance and learn about local music. We'd like to give a special shout out to the Blue Ridge Music Center's 2026 sponsors: WLA Trucking, Yadkin Arts Council, National Council for Traditional Arts, 88.5 WFDD, and Yes Weekly. Who's our next guest on the show, Martha?
Murphy Campbell was born and raised in the foothills of western North Carolina, where she comes from a long line of mountain folk. Her current project, Revenant, is a tribute to her ancestors who sang the old ballads. Each song is an effort to preserve and celebrate Appalachian heritage. She brought an all-star band with her tonight. Trevor McKenzie on fiddle, Gray Hyatt on bass, and world-renowned banjo player Riley Bogus will be playing guitar tonight. Please welcome Murphy Campbell.
How are y'all doing? Good. Well, we haven't been together since we recorded my project, which was over a dozen ballads for my family. A man named Cecil Sharp came to Burnsville, North Carolina in 1918 and collected ballads off of some women from my family and a few men. And I'm very proud to be related to them. And everything we're going to play for you today is from that project. And we haven't seen each other since then, when we were all sharing an outhouse and having to wash our overalls in the laundry machine because the outhouse was slightly faulty. But we're going to start with a song called Every Night When the Sun Goes In, which comes from F. Sobey Mitchell, who was collected singing it in 1918.
Perfect timing.
Right, the sun's going in right now, so that is pretty ironic, isn't it? Every night when the sun goes in, the sun goes in, the sun goes in. Oh, every night when the sun goes in, I'll hang my head and cry. Lord, that my train will come and take me back where I come from. I wish to the Lord that my train will come. I'll hang my head and cry. Every night when the sun goes in, the sun goes in, the sun goes in. Oh, every night when the sun goes in, I'll hang my head and cry. Once my apron hung down low, he'd follow me through sleet and snow. Once my apron hung down low, I'll hang my head and cry. Every night when the sun goes in, the sun goes in, the sun goes in. Oh, every night when the sun goes in, I'll hang my head and cry. Apron's to my chin, he'll face my door, but he won't come in. Now my apron's to my chin, I'll hang my head and cry. Every night when the sun goes in, the sun goes in, the sun goes in. Oh, every night when the sun goes in, I'll hang my head and cry. I wish to the Lord that my babe was born and sitting on its happy zinc, and me, poor girl, weren't dead and gone. I'll hang my head and cry. Every night when the sun goes in, the sun goes in, the sun goes in. Oh, every night when the sun goes in, I'll hang my head and cry. Every night when the sun goes in, the sun goes in, the sun goes in. Oh, every night when the sun goes in, I'll hang my head and cry. Thank you.
This is Murphy Campbell. It's so nice to have you on the show. We
Thank
just
you.
met for the first time today. And
Yeah, a couple hours ago when the
Yes.
sun was like, we were being obliterated. It was terrible.
I know. It's feeling better by the minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you were telling me that you live in a town that's in 4 different counties, is that right?
Yeah, so I live in Stokesdale, North Carolina, which intersects with Forsyth, Rockingham, Stokes, and then Guilford. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm in the Guilford portion, so yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
what I want to talk to you about today is something that I'm sure you've been doing a lot of talking about. Murphy was recently featured in Rolling Stone magazine because she had something unfortunate happen to her that was well publicized, an issue with someone pirating your music. Will you tell us the story about what happened?
Well, I woke up one morning to find that on my Spotify page there were AI-generated versions of ballads I do that were stolen from my YouTube page. And it turned into a couple-month-long research investigation trying to figure out how in the world that happened. And I can't tell you how odd it is to hear Appalachian ballads sung by a robot. Like, it almost sounded like me, but not quite. And it actually turned me into a man on one song. And I sounded like I could have been Kenny Chesney or something. So obviously we're not working with something as intelligent as we think. But it was a really interesting situation. But I'm really glad to get back to playing, the ballads that are real and happening with real folks. So it wasn't the worst thing in the world to have happened.
Did they find out who did it?
We'll never know. We know it happened in South America, which is equally interesting. It's nice to know someone over there enjoys my music.
Wow. Well, you're doing a great job of not only performing these songs, but having a scholarly perspective and bringing the stories to different groups of people.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Everybody's loving what you're doing. So keep it up.
Yeah,
And will you share some more music with us now?
Yeah. The next song we're going to do is called Gambling Man. And there are 2 women that were within the community in Yancey County that would sing the song. It was Queen Belle Randolph, and then there was Clarcy Deedon. And Clarcy is a relative of mine that I'm very proud to be related to. And this song is something you wouldn't hear and go, that's from the mountains, but it is. Dying, a gambler man. He played all night, next morning just before day. Well, he rose from his table and he threw his cards away. Dying, a gambler man. Dying, a gambler man. next tune we're going to play for you comes from my relative Julie Boone. And as I've worked on this project, Revenant, which is a French word that means dead come back, Julie Boone is the Revenant character I was imagining whenever I began this project. I just had no idea. Only recently did I discover that Julie Boone was born in 1868. Her father served in the Civil War, was captured 3 times. While he's serving time in these prisoner of war camps, he begins to absorb ballads from other men around him, from all over the South. And when he comes back with 2 maimed legs, he's been stuck in the Richmond hospital, hearing other men as they suffer and sharing songs and where they're from, watching other men pass away that he may have served with. And when he comes back, he decides to pass down all of these songs he's absorbed to his daughter, Julie. And Julie lived a tragic life herself. She had her first child at 16. She started working at that age, and eventually she was collected singing ballads. She was regarded as a crazy woman who could sing the old songs. That was all she was known for. And she died at Morganton, which is a mental institution. She was there for 30 years. And whenever in the 1950s, when someone came by trying to find the legendary Julie Boone that knew all the Yancey County ballads, they couldn't find her. The community told her that Julie Boone had died a long time ago. Turns out she wasn't dead. She was at a mental institution. She was a ghost among the living, essentially. But she still had her ballads, and she was buried back home in Micahville, which I'm really glad her body was able to be carried back. But this is one of her ballads called Barbara Allen that she learned from her father, who learned it during his time in the Civil War. Yonder's town where I once was bound, where 3 fair maids were dwelling. I do to the ladies on Helmed that slighted Barbary Allen. He turned his pale face towards the wall. He turned his back upon her. She hopped, she skipped all over now. She says, young man, you're dying, dying, oh, dying, dying, oh, dying. She hadn't gone more than 1 mile when she heard his death bell toll. She looked to the east and she bowed to the west as she saw his corpse alone. Go lie him down, his corpse unplayed, and let me gaze upon him. The more she gazed, the more she wept, till she burst out a crying, oh, crying, crying, oh, crying. Thank y'all. I guess we'll see you in a little bit.
That was Murphy Campbell.
You've been listening to Murphy Campbell on the Martha Bassett Show with Trevor McKenzie, Gray Hyatt, and Riley Bogus. We'd like to give a special acknowledgement to the Blue Ridge Music Center's 2026 partners, the National Park Service, the Bluffs Restaurant, and the Blue Ridge Parkway Foundation. The Bluffs Restaurant was the first dining establishment on the Parkway and welcomed visitors from 1949 until 2010. The Blue Ridge Parkway Foundation began fundraising and restored and reopened it in 2021. Today, the Bluffs celebrates heritage foodways, fosters community connections, and operates as a program of the Blue Ridge Parkway Foundation. It's the Bluffs at Dalton Park. We have something special, don't we, Martha? What's up next?
We do. Pat asked me to sing a ZZ Top song for you folks.
That's the fun thing about this show. You just say, okay, pick up fun music. Yes, ZZ Top. She does not have the beard. None of us do, but you took on the challenge.
I did, but I said, we have a team member who can sing this stuff a little better than me, maybe. And this is James Brickey to my left, and you haven't seen him because he's been sitting back there. He's our monitor engineer on this show, but he's in a band called Three-Toed Possum with Krista Joe and plays solo all over the place and is just a fine musician. So I asked James if he would help me out with this song.
Just left Chicago, and he's bound for New Orleans.
Brickey, Martha Bassett.
Russell Kelly.
All right, y'all, it's intermission time. The restrooms are across the bridge there. Bluffs is serving food, and don't forget, there's a merch table down there, and the Blue Ridge Parkway has some amazing music for sale, some vinyls and some other things. I will be down there with, we have 20 or so of these to give away, whoever would like to come down and chat. We have these snazzy Martha Bassett Show mugs, good music for good people. So we'll see you back here in a little bit. Welcome back to the second half of the Martha Bassett Show, featuring the Earl White String Band. That's Earl with Ben Kaiser, Adrian Davis, and Lily Shell. And Murphy Campbell and her fantastic group, Trevor McKenzie, Greg Hyatt, and Riley Bogus. The band tonight is Krista Jo Wells, Ben Singer, Drake Duffer, Deshaun Hickman, Russell Kelly, Brady Reed, Nicholas Falk, and me, Pat Lawrence. We'd like to give a big hello to all of our listeners on WVTF out of Roanoke, Virginia, and serving the greater part of the state. Microphones were provided by Peluso Microphone Lab. And how about this beautiful Blue Ridge Music Center? You can listen to us weekly on 88.5 WFDD and follow the entire schedule at marthabassettshow.com. Now let's get back to the show with this beautiful view of the Blue Ridge and an old junk blues number. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now.
Well, way down yonder in Louisville lived a cat named Big Bad Bill. I want to tell you, all the cat was rough and tough. He could strut his stuff, had the whole town scared to death. When he walked by, they all held their breath. He's a fighting man, sure enough. And then Bill got himself a wife. Now he leads a different life. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now. Married life done changed him somehow. He's the man the town used to fear. Now they all call him Sweet Mama Willie dear. Stronger than Samson, I declare, till a pretty little woman bobbed his hair. Big Bad Bill don't fight anymore. No, no, no. Doing the dishes, mopping up that floor. Well, he used to go out drinking, looking for a fight. Now he's got to see that sweet woman every night. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now. Big Bad Bill don't fight anymore. No, he don't. Doing the dishes, mopping up that floor. Well, he used to go out drinking, looking for a fight. Now he's got to see that sweet woman every night. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now. Doing the dishes. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now. Mop up that floor. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now. Thank you.
I would like to introduce our bass player tonight to you. This is Brady Reed. Brady was an intern. He'll make his way up here to stand with me. Brady was an intern on our technical team while he was in high school in Elkin. And he's now a student at Belmont University in Nashville, just finished his freshman year. And he has been assigned the bass position for the summer while he's home on break. Brady is also a talented singer and drummer. And tonight we asked him to lead a song because he has just fantastic taste in music. Brady, what are we performing for these fine folks?
We're doing a little one-hit wonder from the 60s, co-written by Paul Simon, not by Simon and Garfunkel, by The Circle, called Red Rubber Ball.
All right.
I should have known you bid me farewell. There's a lesson to be learned from this, and I learned it very well.
Now I know you're not the only starfish in the sea. If I never hear your name again, it's all the same to me. And I think it's gonna be alright. Yeah, the worst is over now. The morning sun is shining like a red rubber ball. You never cared for secrets I could find. For you, I'm just an ornament, something for your pride. Always running, never caring, that's the life you live. Stolen minutes of your time were all you had to give. And I think it's gonna be alright. Yeah, the worst is over now. The morning sun is shining like a red rubber ball. The stories in the past with nothing to recall. I got my life to live, and I don't need you at all. This roller coaster ride we took is nearly at an end. I bought my ticket with my tears, that's all I'm gonna spend. And I think it's gonna be alright. Yeah, the worst is over now. The morning sun is shining like a red rubber ball. I think it's gonna be alright. Yeah, the worst is over now. The morning sun is shining like a red rubber ball.
Put your hands together for Brady Reed.
The Martha Bassett Show is supported in part by Explore Elkin, your one-stop travel source for the Yadkin Valley and beyond. If you're looking for hometown charm, historic landmarks, Main Street shopping, and fine dining, come stay a while in our home, downtown Elkin. It's a small town with a big community. So whether it's downtown events, music, hiking, or just paddling the Blue Water Trail, let Explore Elkin help you find your trail. You can learn more on Facebook or at exploreelkin.com. Did you know that the Blue Ridge Parkway Foundation is the primary fundraising partner for the Blue Ridge Parkway, supporting projects along its 469-mile route? Their mission is to preserve cultural heritage and inspire future land stewards. Through the Kids in Parks program, launched in 2009, they promote children's health and connection to nature with a network of self-guided trails and adventures. Since 2013, they have also supported music programming at the Blue Ridge Music Center, helping bluegrass, old-time Americana, and country blues traditions thrive for future generations. Talking about thriving for future generations, let's welcome back Murphy Campbell to the stage.
Well, we're going to do a song called Samuel Young for you. It came from a woman named Sina Boone, who lived off of Shoal Creek in Burnsville, North Carolina. No one else has ever been recorded singing this song. It's literally just Sina Boone, who is this very plump, happy woman who was very happy to have a visitor in her home in 1918, but he would not stay to eat dinner because he remarked that the food they were eating in Burnsville was so disgusting that even as an Englishman, he would not eat it. Anyways, so this is Samuel Young. Welcome, all you people, old and young. Come listen to my feeble song as I relay before I've done. certain death of Samuel Young. Because he loved a lady fair, whose father was a snare-laying heir, saying, "You shall go, I'll let you go to fight the foe in Mexico, and my race is nearly run under this forlorn sun, and you can kiss this world goodbye, just like you kissed my bride." They tore him from his mother dear, whose heart and eyes was filled with tears, saying, "You shall go, I'll let you see." He only got to Montreal. Well, their sickness seized this tender lad, and soon confined him to his bed. No frightful, no dreadful sight, soon out of this breathless thread of life, and my race is nearly run under this forlorn sun, and you can kiss this world goodbye, just like you kissed my bride. Well, his body lies there in the tomb, his spirit's gone to worlds unknown, and there shall lie till that great day when hills and valleys melt away. The next song we're going to play for you is called Sweet William's Ghost. And it came from a woman named Julie Boone. And a common thing that would happen when they were collecting ballads is sometimes they would only collect a fragment because maybe a conversation began, or maybe they just didn't have time to get all of it. And so that leaves you with an open-ended song that is to be continued and finished. And that is what Sweet William's Ghost is. It's part of Julie Boone's song that I expanded upon. My mouth is full cold Margaret, now taste of the ground. And if I kiss your lovely lips, I'm scared I will fall down. Well, by the time it's morning, I won't have any words. My body will just lay you like a wounded bird. There's no space in my head, no space in my head Thank you. Y'all, don't kill me, but I left the banjo I need for this next song backstage. Riley, would you like to talk about what we did with this project?
Go get your banjo.
Oh, you'll go get my banjo. That's even better.
I don't get paid to talk.
If he did, we'd be very lucky to hear him. The banjo I'm playing next, both of these banjos were worked upon, or that one was completely made by a man named Ryan Navy who lived in Midland, or he lives in Midland, North Carolina. He's still there, as far as I'm concerned. But the one right here is from 1890. I'm a little bit scared to put a strap on it, so I'm gonna sit down for this one. This is a song called Fond True Lover, which comes from Steve Ledford. Stella May also sang it. That was his wife. Yeah. Are we in tune, we think? It's definitely one of my favorites from the album that we did. Fond True Lover. Excuse me. Once I had a fond true lover, and he was all the world to me. Until some other girl persuaded him. Now he no longer thinks of me. Little darling thinks of me. Now there are others, and they are always on my mind. Now there one could love you, darling, all like this can. Mine, little darling, now I'm gone away to leave you. Never let me cross your mind. If you think that I don't love you, or leave me here, darling, behind, little darling, I know. Now when you hear some sweet birds singing in a dark and lonesome sea, or find some other girl thinking, oh, won't you all think of me, little darling, think of me. Little microphone fell into my lap. All right, I guess we'll see y'all again in a little bit.
Murphy Campbell, y'all. All right. You come visit us. The Martha Bassett Show is also supported in part by 3 Trails, part of the Carolina Experience. Your boutique hotel steps from the Reeves Theater in Elkin, North Carolina. They've designed 14 units with a modern flair highlighting the building's architectural history. They also have a rooftop patio, and if you come to see the Martha Bassett Show, you get 15% off your stay. Just use promo code MARTHA15. That's 3 Trails, part of the Carolina Experience. The Visitor Center and Roots of American Music Museum are open daily here at the Blue Ridge Music Center. Through November 1st, you can come here live music, explore Roots of American Music Museum, and shop in the gift store. Check out the Midday Mountain Music, Deep Roots Many Voices Amphitheater, and Milepost Music. Upcoming concerts include the Burnett Sisters Band, Michael Daves and Jacob Joliffe, the Mustard Cutters, Kruger Brothers, plus Little Mercies, Top House, the Pigpen Theater Company, and Scythian and Edere Buzzini. Now let's get back to this beautiful Blue Ridge Music Center stage with a little John Prine.
I've been thinking lately about the people I meet, the car wash on the corner and the hole in the street, the way my ankles hurt with shoes on my feet, and I'm wondering if I'm gonna see tomorrow. Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us and we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue, then we'll whistle and go fishing in heaven. To bust my knuckles on a monkey wrench. Then I go to town and drink and give the boys a pinch, but I don't think they ever even notice me. Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us and we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue, then we'll whistle and go fishing in heaven. Fish and whistle, whistle and fish. Eat everything that they put on your dish. When we get through, we'll make a big wish that we'll never have to do this again. On my very first job, I said thank you and please. They made me scrub a parking lot down on my knees. Then I got fired for being scared of bees, and they only gave me 50 cents an hour. Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us and we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue, then we'll whistle and go fishing in heaven. Fish and whistle, whistle and fish. Eat everything that they put on your dish. When we get through, we'll make a big wish that we'll never have to do this again. What we must do. You forgive us and we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue, then we'll whistle and go fishing in heaven. We'll whistle and go fishing in heaven. We'll whistle and go fishing in heaven.
That's a whistling crowd right there.
Good job, everybody.
That's a whistle made for radio.
Will you please welcome back the Earl White String Band?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is a little different than the first time we were out here.
All right, how are you folks doing today? Yeah, I tell you, it's been a beautiful, beautiful day. I want to extend a little bit of a thanks to Martha for inviting us to come and share our music with you. It's been a fantastic show. Get to hang out back in the green room. Butch friends, made some new friends. I'm going to start this off with a tune called Pretty Little Shoes. Thank you, Pretty Little Shoes. You know, there's a slew of old-time tunes out there. I think the last time I counted, I have a list of about 550 different old-time tunes that I play. I get bored really fast, so I've been somewhat of a tune hound over the years. And what I have found is that a lot of these tunes, you know, they come right out of the Appalachian Mountains. A lot of these tunes come right out of the black community. And as such, I always say in my travels that when it comes to old-time Appalachian string band and basically music itself, it's a bridge. It's a an ingredient that brings people together in communities, meant to be played together and shared. And again, as I noted earlier, we're so happy to be here to share our music with you. And on that note, there's a lot of songs that come of love and songs of loss. Been there, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
okay. I
The
guess.
old-time songs are
They're old-time
tragic.
songs, that's
Often.
right. They are tragic. And a lot of them are really happy, too. But here's one that's called I Truly Understand. It's a song of love and a song of loss. And it goes a little bit like this. I wish to the Lord I'd never been born. Died when I was young. Never would have seen those two brown eyes. I heard that clattering tongue, heard that clattering tongue. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. Remember what you told me, dear, as we stood side by side. You promised that you'd marry me and be no other man's bride, be no other man's bride. I truly understand that to love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. I truly understand that to love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. I'm never gonna listen what another woman says. Let her hair be black or brown. Proud to be standing on top of some hill when the rain comes tumbling down, the rain comes tumbling down. I truly understand that to love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. I truly understand that to love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. I truly understand that you love another man, and your heart shall no longer be mine. All right, thank you again. All right, we got time for about one more quick tune here. What's that going to be this time?
Chilly winds.
Chilly winds, yeah. It's starting to get a little bit more chilly now than it was earlier.
Appropriate.
All right.
Better than blazing sun.
What's that?
Better than blazing sun.
Blazing sun, yeah. It was pretty hot, although those lights kind of share a similar resemblance to the sun. It's blinding. Thank you. You've been great. Thank you so much.
Earl White String Band. All right, y'all.
What do we need?
All right, We have one more we're going to do for you. We close all of our shows with a finale piece that we bring everybody out, the entire full cast. But while we bring them out, let's have another big hand for this Blue Ridge Music Center, all the people that make it possible, and for a few final sending off words before our finale, would you please welcome back to the stage your director, Corinne Bass. Come on out here, Corinne.
Can't find a microphone on stage. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, amazing bands. Thank you, Earl. Thank you, Murphy. And thank you all for joining us this evening. I hope you'll come back next week. We've got a fabulous evening of bluegrass lined up. The Burnett Sisters and Michael Daves and Jacob Joliffe, two bluegrass all-stars who have toured with Yonder Mountain String Band, Bella Fleck, Steve Martin, Chris Thiele, and more. That's next Saturday, June 27th. Tickets are available online at blueridgemusiccenter.org, where you can read all about the rest of our season, Saturday nights now through Labor Day. Please be careful leaving. The parkway is dark, deer are unpredictable, and since Neil's not up here, I'll tell you, remember to use your turn signals. Get home safe. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.
I want to thank all of you so much for coming out. This truly has been an amazing experience for us to bring our show here for the first time, and to see all of you out it just warms my heart. So thank you so much. Please consider yourselves invited to see us at the Reeves sometime in Elkin, and we're going to end the show with a song that Murphy is going to lead for us. Hey, before we go into that song, will you put your hands together for Murphy Campbell and her band? For the Earl White String Band. For our awesome house band. I think you'll know this one, so feel free to sing along with us.
Well, Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say, Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. Lips as fine as a blooming rose, eyes are the prettiest bow. Well, she's the darling of my heart, prettiest little girl in town.
Well, a kiss from little Shady Grove is sweet as